Hello, everyone, and welcome to the House of Positivity. This is a safe space for you to slow down, rest, reset, and refill your cup. Um, on this channel, we are going to be shuffling for light, talking about real growth, and hopefully leaving a little brighter than we started. Now, take a deep breath and let's shine. So, today, what we're going to do, um, which is typically what I plan to do for most of these, is just there's no specific things. These are mainly collective, just what's going on, what are you going through? Just mainly um, trying to spread positivity here. So it's just trying to be uplifting, help you learn about yourself, maybe do some self reflection, and maybe we can all grow together. Maybe we can just all grow together. So we'll just start off by trying to get a message here and figuring out what. Let's move that over for now, but trying to figure out what the focus is for today. Oh, we got one already. Excuse me while I get that. Jumped out of my hands onto the ground here. So starting off with the Page of Pentacles. Okay. So we'll just go ahead and get all three started, and then we'll go into depth further. Oh, this one flipped over. The Three of Cups. Okay, and one more. Wow, they're quick today. All right, and Temperance. Okay. All right. So let's break this down and see what we have. So we have Page of Pentacles first. It shows manifestation, financial opportunity, skill development. So as you can tell here, by the way he's holding this, it's propping something up. So um, trying to manifest positivity. So there could be, a new career opportunity, uh, a new desire to change. There's something that you're aspiring towards, and so this is the idea, the the goal that you have in mind, and it's talking about bringing that to life. So it's thinking positively in order to bring about the change that you want. Then we have the Three of Cups. So there's celebration, whether friendship, happiness, creativity. So it could be celebrating the idea that you had, celebrating manifesting it. It could be celebrating it coming to fruition and you achieving that goal. Or this could just be a celebration of life with friends. So as you can tell here, they are, holding up these chalices and cheersing each other. So this is just could just be celebrating being happy, celebrating friendship, positivity, creativity, creating your own community. So there's a lot of things that this could be signifying, and it's uh, yeah. And then we have temperance. So this shows balance, harmony, moderation, patience. As you can tell here, the angel is pouring from one cup to the other. So there's this trying to find balance and harmony. So it's making sure that both cups are balanced. So it's basically saying to be patient. And this goes very well with the Page of Pentacles because what it's saying is this is something you could be thinking of. This is a goal that you have that you're trying to manifest, but be patient, be sensible, and find this balance. It's really easy to, once you have a goal in mind, to just go all in towards it. And which is never, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it can be when, if, for instance, an avenue you try doesn't work, if it fails, then it's easy in those moments to get discouraged and not want to move on. What temperance here is saying is that be patient and find balance and harmony, um, and find meaning in the journey. It's not just about getting to the celebration and in the final goal, but being patient and finding the best avenue for you. So this is good for anyone that is looking. Maybe you're trying to change careers. Maybe you have uh, a financial goal in mind as far as savings or are buying a home. Maybe it's romantic related and you want to find a partner or have a kid. This is a goal that you have a desire to get to. It could be even, it says even skill development. So you could be even just, trying to learn a new language, trying to learn to play a musical instrument. Um, there could be so many things that you are aspiring to. It could be just as small as just having a thought, but now this is about manifesting it and doing the actions necessary to bring it to life. Um, but remember, being patient is key, because sometimes, most of the time, there's you have to go through several steps and encounter a number of failures in order to get here. So, well, in order to get here, honestly, if this is what you're celebrating. But just because, and I think these came out in this order for a reason, just because you're manifesting something and you need to find that balance and harmony, in order to, and be patient in order to get there, it doesn't mean that you can't celebrate along the way. You can't celebrate. Uh, it doesn't mean you can't celebrate minor minor goals. So if you have, this goal you're aspiring to, it doesn't mean when you reach certain milestones that you can't celebrate. So, if it's buying a house, when you have some savings, uh, that mount up, uh, you can go ahead and celebrate that. Or if it's finding a partner, you can celebrate dating, celebrating failed dates, even, because even if it's something that's going poorly, it's getting you one step closer to where you want to be. So keep that in mind. Um, so I think that's our message for today. I want to keep these pretty short. It's just keeping you, it's just informing you of. So I think that's our message for today. I want to wait. So I think that's our message for today. I want to keep these short and just sort of positive, uplifting, and informative and self-reflective. So that's what we have for today. Now, what I want to do is end these off with a sort of a journal prompt. So what we'll do here is we'll get something for gratitude, and this is just a deck that has different gratitude prompts, things that we should be or are grateful for. And if you don't journal, that's okay. Feel free to start if it's something you want to. I think it's healthy to journal to sort of self reflect. Uh, Even sometimes it's even a good way to get all your thoughts and feelings out, because a lot of times, especially if you don't have anyone to go um, to speak about these things, it's a lot easier to just write them out. And so you aren't carrying that with you, day after day after day. So, especially if there's a lot of times there's not necessarily always positive things happening. So, it's getting that negativity out. It's getting so you're not going to bed with it and waking up with it and carrying it again, and then something else happens and now you're carrying that as well. I find journaling helpful in that way, because you're able to get all your feelings out and hopefully move forward, or at least take a step towards moving forward. If you don't journal, if you don't have time, or if it's not something you're interested in, then just think about it. These are some pretty good prompts that'll help us think about what we should be grateful for. So let's go ahead and see what we got. Oh, there's two of them. We'll just go with the top one. So, the safest space I've ever been in was blank. And so these are good to sort of just, you don't have to write out the whole prompt. It's just something to think about. So, like I said, if you aren't a journal person, if you're journaling, perfect. You can write out, and that might help you expand on. What I like about these is it helps expand on. So, this could be something that you haven't thought about in a while. And so, if if it's something you haven't, then bringing it back could be helpful. Oh, that was the safest space. And so you can it helps you think about it and then maybe seek it out again. Um, for me, the safest space I've ever been was, just, and this is just as an example. I don't mind sharing. I consider myself sort of an open book, so I don't mind at all. But I'd say the reason why I'd say it's the safest space is because it's the first time I ever opened up, and that was in therapy when I found a therapist that I was very comfortable with. And it wasn't the first one I went to either. I am an advocate for going to therapy, and but sometimes it's difficult to find the right connection. And if you go to someone and you don't feel like they're the right fit, that's okay. Um, it's easy to get discouraged. I was, but I was so determined to uh, just work through a lot of things that I felt like I should keep trying. So when I found the therapist who I still have, but when I first met her, it was when I first met her, it was like an instant connection where I just felt immediately like it was someone I had known for a while, and before there was some sort of awkwardness sitting in there, and I was apprehensive about sharing myself or sharing things about myself, or when I did, there wasn't or when I did share, it just wasn't met with um, the same type of reaction that made me feel comfortable about opening up more, if that makes sense. So that's the safest space that I've ever been in. Just because before that, prior to that, I had such a hard time opening up to anyone because I felt like they wouldn't care. I felt like it wouldn't matter to them what I said. It wouldn't matter to them what I had been through or anything like that. So I just didn't. I didn't open up. I kept a lot of things bottled up inside, and that's just what I did. So this just made me feel safe enough to start doing that more, to um, just be more open with with other people regardless. This helped open me up, and made me a better partner, made me better at a better friend, just because I was trusting other people around me. So that's why that's the safest space that I've ever been, because that therapist not only made me feel welcome but challenged me, and in a way that I resonated with, and I felt helped me grow as a person so much more in such a little time, such a short amount of time compared to how long I've been around. So that's it. Sorry, that was a little long winded, but so what's the safest space you've ever been in? Feel free to journal. Feel free to just think about it, um, or if you want to comment about it, that's good too. I always like hearing and reading about people's stories. So that's it for now. Thanks for stopping by. This has been the House of Positivity. If today's message lifted you up, or if you feel like it's something that someone else needs to hear, feel free to share it with them. Maybe they can use a little bit of light too. And remember, your energy matters and your story's still unfolding. So until next time, don't let anyone take your shine away.